Hello students, welcome back to my YouTube channel RIW Raghavendra Institute of Educational Excellence. In my previous video, I have taught you the basic concepts of income and expenditure account. We had 10 important points and we have also discussed what needs to be done for prepaid, accrued, advance and outstanding with respect to the current year and previous year. In our today's video, we are going to discuss about the concept fund-based accounting. Basically, as we all know one thing that any organization, whether it be a profit-oriented business or a non-profit-oriented business, everyone needs a basic fund which we call them as capital or otherwise we treat them as amount invested in the business. So, funds are very essential for any business and it is considered to be as a lifeblood for any business. So, finance. So, fund is nothing but the finance. So, finance is the lifeblood of any business. In NPO also, we do require that fund to carry over our business operations. To perform the operations, we need the funds. And in NPO, we won't denote capital as capital itself. We name them as either general fund, if not, it can be called as capital fund or it can be denoted as corpus fund. I repeat it, in case of profit oriented business, the capital will be treated as capital itself, but the only variation is if it is a sole proprietor business, we call them as Mr. X capital. If it is a partnership business, we denote it as partners capital. In that, we will show the variations, how much is X capital or how much is Y capital as the case may be. When it comes to the company's form of a business organization, we denote the capital as share capital. But when we talk about NPO, non-profit organization, the capital will be denoted as capital fund, if not general fund, or it is otherwise named as corpus fund. And please do remember, student, this can be an objective question too. Like capital fund is otherwise known as corpus fund, true or false? Or in the match the following, they may give any one of these words, capital fund or general fund or corpus fund, and on the other side they may give you any one or two out of this. You may have to match them up. Or the third one, in the case like choose the correct answer, general fund is also known as. So either way it can come as an objective. And remember, this capital fund can be used for any purpose. So it doesn't have any restriction on its usage. Capital fund doesn't have any restrictions on its usage. The next which we are going to see under the fund based accounting are specific funds. Like how we had subscriptions in which we had general subscription and specific subscription. Similarly, when we have dealt with donations also, we had general donation and specific donation. In the same way, even in funds, we have general fund, which is none other than your capital fund or corpus fund. Followed by that, we do have list of specific funds, but these are the six most important specific funds which we have in our syllabus, and they are as follows. Number one, building fund. That means it is a fund which has been received only for the purpose of building. So construction of building or any expenses that has to be incurred on repairs or something for the building, the amount from building fund can be utilized. The next is sports fund. So it is for the sports events which is being received from the public, that is members, by an NPO, and it is to conduct the sports events. Similarly, match fund for conducting matches, and tournament fund for the tournament purpose, prize fund for distribution of the prizes, and pavilion fund for construction of pavilion, if any. And these are considered to be as specific funds. And remember, any fund which falls under the category of specific funds should be used only for that particular purpose, and it cannot be used for any other purpose. Say for example, we have seen in our first video that schools, colleges comes under NPO. Imagine that there is a school which is like to provide some scholarships to the most interested members who are deserving for scholarships. I repeat it, there is a school which is interested to provide some scholarships to those deserving candidates who have secured good marks either in 10th or in the 11th or 12th standard. Now, for this scholarship purpose, the management, the trust, can use their general fund, but they can't use the money from any of these specific funds. Since the specific funds have been restricted, they have some conditions. So, general funds are free from conditions, whereas specific funds are subject to some conditions in its usage. So, that's the reason the specific funds can't be used for any other purpose except for the purpose for which it is being created for. I hope I'm making sense to you. You are able to catch up with me. Now, moving further, let's try to understand where we will locate these specific funds in our NPO. All the above mentioned funds, here it is very clear, all the above mentioned funds, which means it includes both specific funds as well as your general funds. Above mentioned fund, it means both your general funds as well as your specific funds. I'm making it clear to you now. Okay, so both the funds, general fund and the specific funds, will appear on the liability side of your balance sheet. So, general fund should also appear on the liability side of the balance sheet, and the above mentioned six specific funds will also appear on the liability side of the balance sheet. It is a point which needs to be kept in mind. Never to take those funds to your receipts and payment or income and expenditure. I'm sorry, never to take the funds to your income and expenditure. However, these funds can appear in your receipts and payment because these funds are capital nature items. The next one, as mentioned here, any receipt, okay, any receipt which you have received towards the specific funds has to be added. It should be added with that particular fund. Say, for example, I have just taken match fund. Imagine that I am running an NPO where I am conducting matches also. For conducting the matches, I have created a match fund, and in that match fund, currently I've got 1 lakh rupees existing balance. Now, I am receiving a donation from someone to conduct matches. the donor has given instruction very clearly that this is a donation for the matches which to be conducted. The amount of donation comes to 3 lakh. Now this is a specific fund. Match fund is a specific fund, and donation for match is a specific donation. So I should club these two values, that is rupees 1 lakh and rupees 3 lakh. That gives me an amount of rupees 4 lakh. Now, how to show this in balance sheet if you ask? It's quite simple. You just have to prepare the format of the balance sheet. So you have to mention left hand side as a liability side, an amount in terms of rupees, right side as assets, an amount in terms of rupees. So first write on the match fund what you have, 1 lakh rupees over here. Then followed by that, below you write down the donation amount what you have received for matches, that is to the extent of rupees 3 lakh. Adding these two, you'll get 4 lakh. And one thing you remember, students, the balance sheet what we are preparing with the available information is not a complete balance sheet. It is only an extract. It is only an extract. Okay, it is only an extract. Now you may ask, what is the difference between a complete balance sheet and extract balance sheet? A complete balance sheet is one which will have all the necessary information that has to be accommodated on the liability side of the balance sheet as well as on the asset side of the balance sheet. And a complete balance sheet will get agreed. Both the sides, it will show the same value. However, an extracted balance sheet is the one which will contain details pertaining to some item, but never it will get matched up. There will be an indifference between the asset side and the liability side. So this is the basic difference between an extracted balance sheet as well as a complete balance sheet. So we have not discussed about a complete balance sheet. We are still in the starting stage. We are still in the beginning stage. Once we go to advanced level, then you learn how a complete balance sheet will be and how an extract balance sheet will be. I hope until this you don't have any doubt. Just moving further, the next important point to be kept in mind is that it is not only the receipt which you have got in the form of donation. Even if you have received any receipt, okay, sorry, even if we have received any receipt which is in the form of a sale proceeds, so receipt that is received in the form of sale proceeds from match tickets. So whenever you're conducting matches, of course you will have to keep the information posted to all the members so that you will have some audience, and for that you may even issue tickets to watch the match. So when you issue a ticket, you will get some funds, that is, you'll get some money out of it. So whenever matches are being conducted, or whenever any sports or games are being conducted, there are chances where they may issue tickets for addressing those events. And from such match tickets, if you get any receipt, even the amount what you have received as a sale proceeds value should be added. It should be added to the match fund on the liabilities side of the balance sheet. So just continuing with the above example, I've just made a small adjustment or small change. The match fund which I'm currently having is 1 lakh, and previously I received donation to the extent of 3 lakh. Now I just mentioned that I have received a sale proceeds from the match tickets to the extent of rupees 50,000. So 1 lakh plus 3 lakh could be 4 lakh, and this 50,000 which I am receiving it from the sale of match tickets or proceeds from the sale of match tickets will be added along with the match fund and donation for the match. So towards the end, I will be showing that my match fund value altogether is rupees 4 lakh 50,000. So this is what I mentioned it in the extract of balance sheet. So the balance sheet liability side, I'll first write the match fund value of rupees 1 lakh, followed by the match fund value of 1 lakh. I'll also denote the donation I received for the matches, 3 lakh. Then I will add the proceeds from the match tickets. So all these three put together, I'll get an amount of rupees 4 lakh 50,000. Any doubt up to this stage? And students, once again we are saying it, it is for your benefit and for your betterment we are preparing this video. Please watch the video till the end, and please mark your doubts and post your doubts in the comment section, so that it will be easy for us to address your queries and to resolve your doubts, so that you will get full 100 out of 100 in your board exams. And please do like and share the video among your friends and relatives, whoever has taken commerce group, so that it will also help them out to clear their doubts if there is any. Now moving on to the next important concept with respect to the fund based accounting is, suppose if you have any other additional receipts in addition to the above mentioned receipts. That is, first we saw the donation for a specific fund. Then we have also discussed that if we have received any sale proceeds from the tickets, then that should be added. In addition, these two, if there is any other additional receipt which is in the form of interest, suppose if an NPO have invested some portion of a respective fund in any of the investments, whether for a short period or for long period, obviously they will get interest from that particular investment whatever they have done. I repeat it, suppose I am maintaining a match fund of rupees 1 lakh, and I have received an amount of rupees 3 lakh towards my match fund in the form of donation, and I have invested some amount of match fund which is an asset for an NPO. And obviously, the match fund what I have invested will fetch me a return in the form of interest. So, if any interest is being received from a fund which is got invested, then even that particular amount should be added along with the respective fund. That is, if it is a match fund means with match fund, if it is a building fund means with building fund, as the case may be, on the liability side of the balance sheet. Now I've given one example below which is for your attention. Listen here, I have mentioned here that I have got a match fund of rupees 1 lakh. Okay. And I have received donation to the extent of rupees 3 lakhs. Fine. And I have also done the sale of match tickets, and that fetches me a 50,000 rupees. That means altogether it comes to a value of rupees 4 lakhs 50,000. Right? When I add this value with this value and this value with the another value, I'll be getting an amount of rupees 4 lakh 50,000. Isn't it? Am I right? Yes. Now, the amount of investment what I have done is mentioned as rupees 5 lakhs. Look at this. I have only an amount of rupees 1 lakh as my fund amount, donation 3 lakh, 4 lakh and proceeds from the tickets is 50, so it's only 4 lakh 50. But how come I can deposit or I can invest 5 lakh? So this is something wrong. It is not possible. Only the available fund amount. Either I can deposit 4 lakh 50 or less than 4 lakh 50. Any amount I can invest it. I cannot go beyond this 4 lakh 50 since my available fund is only 4 lakh 50. So whenever a problem is given to you, please ensure whether the problem is correct or wrong. All problems need not be right. Sometimes there can be an error. Try to understand what is the error and then you make it clear and proceed further. So I can make this 5 lakh as 4 lakhs. That is possible. Okay, this 5 lakhs, it is not the value of investment, it is only 4 lakh rupees I invested. Now 10 percentage, when I calculate on this, even here there is an error. It should not be 50,000, it will be as rupees 40,000. Now such type of problems can also be asked, like spot the error. They may give you a problem and they may ask you to spot the error. So you should be in a position to understand what is correct, what is wrong, and how to spot the errors. So the amount of investment cannot exceed the amount of available funds. That is one error which we have spotted in this. And second, the interest was given as 50,000 on the amount of 4 lakhs. When I apply 10 percentage, then it comes only to 40,000. So it should not be as 50,000. And here, if suppose they have even given you the solution, here if you want to do the necessary corrections, then it will be like match fund as rupees 1 lakh, yes, nothing error. Donation for match 3 lakhs, yes, it's perfect. Followed by that you should write proceeds from the match tickets, yes, 50,000, so 4 lakh 50. And here 10% interest on match for investment, it should not be as 50,000, it should be as 40,000. So now what will be your total? It will be a total of rupees, yes, 4 lakh and 90,000. Am I making sense to you? Can you able to understand? Anyone having any doubt, please do let me know. It is 4 lakh 90,000. And here the value of match fund invested was not 5 lakh, it should be only 4 lakh. Okay, so please try to understand how we are deriving the values. So now it is perfect. Moving on to the most important note which you should understand. It is mentioned that if in the above example the date of investment, okay, remember, if in the above example the date of investment, okay, is mentioned as 1/10/2020, and if your books of accounts are closed on 31st of March 2021, then the amount of match fund will be. So again here we need to be very careful. In the above example, so based on that the values have been taken up, but here you have to ensure whether errors are there or not. If you have errors, correct the errors and then proceed further. Yes, it is mentioned as 1 lakh rupees. Yes, that's the initial fund. 3 lakh is the donation, and 50,000 rupees is the sale proceeds. How come this 25,000? It is mentioned here 5 lakhs 10 percentage for 6 months. No, then this is wrong calculation. Okay, it should not be as 5 lakh, because we had corrected that the investment was not 5 lakh, it is only 4 lakhs. So it means 4 lakh. Okay, into the rate of interest is 10 percentage into, it was mentioned that it was invested on 1/10/2020 and the books of accounts are getting closed on 31st of March 2021. So that means you need to calculate from 1/10/2020 to 31/3/2021. In this period, it was there only for the period of 6 months. So for the 6 months, you need to calculate your interest. So cancelling out the common zeros, so now you will get 20,000. So it is not 25,000, this will be as 20,000. Now what will be the amount? It should be as rupees 4 lakh 70,000. Yes. So again, here also we have spotted some errors and we have done the corrections. So you should understand what needs to be done, which fund should be added with what, and what needs to be done. Clear? Okay. Moving on to the next concept. Here you could see the corrections to be done. So the match fund is 1 lakh, donation for the match is 3 lakh, proceeds from ticket is 50,000, 10% interest, this should not be as 25, it should be as 20, and this will not be as 4 lakh 75, this will be as 4 lakh 70, and this will not be as 5 lakh, this will be as 4 lakh. Any doubt in this stage or in this concepts? Clear? Yes. So moving on to the next important thing. Whenever the amount of interest is given in the question, you please make sure whether the interest amount provided is exactly the same amount what you have to receive it. That means check out whether the full amount of interest is provided on the receipt side of your receipts and payment account. If it is provided, then no issues. Else, you have to find out the difference between the interest amount which has to be provided with the amount of interest that is actually allowed. The difference amount what you get will be considered as outstanding interest on investments for the current year. And this outstanding interest on the investment for the current year should be added along with the respective fund in addition to the interest amount what we have received during the year on the liability side of the balance sheet. The amount of outstanding interest on investment should be shown on the asset side of the balance sheet as accrued interest on investment. So the words to be used properly. Okay, I repeat it. Whenever you are dealing with the interest segment on any investments that has been made, and if it has a percentage, how much it will fetch you the interest, please calculate the amount of interest what you have to receive actually, and cross verify with the question whether the amount what you have derived by applying the percentage on the amount invested is what been allowed to you. If both are same, then no issues. If there exists some difference between the amount what you have derived, say for example you got 10,000, but in the question they have provided that interest on the investment done is only 7,000, then there is a 3000 rupees difference. This 3000 rupees will be treated as accrued interest on the investment, and this amount of accrued interest on investment should be added along with the respective fund on the liability side of the balance sheet, in addition to the interest whatever you have received so far. It is not only that, also this amount of accrued interest on investment should be taken up to your asset side of the balance sheet. I hope I'm making it clear to you. Any doubts so far? Please comment the video whether you liked it or not, whether you understood or not, and please share the information with your classmates and with your friends and family members who are in need of proper accounting guidance. Now, here the example I mentioned. You have a match fund to the extent of rupees 1 lakh. You have received a donation for match which is an amount of rupees 3 lakh, and there is a proceeds from the sale of match tickets to the extent of rupees 50,000. The match fund investment, again you need to correct here the value. It is not 5 lakh, it is 4 lakh. Okay, it should be as rupees 4 lakh. Okay, 4 lakh. 10 percentage interest on match fund investment is given as 25,000. Okay, it is given 10 percentage interest on the match fund invested is 25,000. Now, as I change the value of the investment, the amount will also get changed here. You can see that 1 lakh rupees plus 3 lakh will be 4 lakh. 4 lakh plus 50 will be 4 lakh 50, and 4 lakh 50 plus this 25 will be 4 lakh 75,000. Okay, it will be as 4 lakh 75,000, but we should ensure whether that's correct or wrong. Okay, let me record now as 4 lakh 75,000 here. Now, in this question, the date of investment is not mentioned, so it is assumed that it is being done in the beginning of the year, and you have to calculate it for the full year. So this will not be as 5 lakh, this will be as 4 lakh. On 4 lakh, if I calculate 10 percentage, I'll be getting an amount of rupees 40,000. I repeat it, on the value of rupees 4 lakh, if I'm going to calculate it for 10 percentage, my interest will not be 50,000, it will be as 40,000. So amount of interest received, that is not changed, that is okay. 25,000 I have received, need not change this. Now compare it. Out of 40,000, I have received only 25,000. So how much I haven't received it? How much I didn't receive? The difference between 40,000 minus 25,000. How much? Yes, it is 15,000 rupees. Right? So outstanding interest will be rupees 15,000. Now, how to project this in balance sheet? In the balance sheet on the liability side, I have mentioned it as match fund rupees 1 lakh, donation 3 lakh, proceeds 50,000, 10 percentage amount 25,000. This should not be as 25,000, this will be as 15,000, and here the value will not be as 5 lakh. You can calculate and see. So 4 lakh 50 plus 40 will be as 4 lakh 90. So here I should have to make a correction. Okay, that is overall amount will not be 4 lakh 75, it will be as 4 lakh 90,000, because even the accrued amount, okay, So 4,75,000 and 15,000, your accrued value is also getting added with this, and that gives you the amount of rupees 4,90,000. Any doubt until this stage, please do let me know. If you have any doubt up to this stage, please do let us know. I hope it is clear for everyone, right? So we can proceed further with our next content. Am I right? Yes. Please listen carefully. All these are more very important because fund based accounting is just a small portion in our textbook, but it will be a major chunk when it comes to a full fledged problem. That is when you are doing either 4 mark question or 6 mark question. So if you go wrong in the applications of funds, then of course your answer will also come in negatives, or it may give you a wrong value. So far we have been discussing on the receipts, which means so far we were discussing only on the receipts. That means getting a donation for a specific fund, getting interest from the investments done on a specific fund, or else getting a amount of sale proceeds from the specific funds. Of course, the funds will be used when time comes. That means there will be a chances of expenditure to be incurred on those specific funds. So if any amount is being spent towards the expenses from the specific fund, then the amount whatever has been spent has to be deducted from the respective funds. So when we spend any amount from the respective fund, say for example, I've got a match fund. So far, we are discussing on the match fund. So let us take match fund itself as an example. If I'm going to conduct a match for which I'm spending some money for advertisements or whatever it is, then I should use only from the match fund. I should not use from any other funds. So that's what it says. If I'm going to spend any expenditure for a particular fund or from a particular fund, then it should be directed only from that particular fund. But remember one thing, while we are deducting the amount of expenses, you have got two possibilities, that is probability. One, we might end up with a positive value, or you can end up with a negative value. What does it mean? Let's see in the example, upcoming examples. But first, try to understand what needs to be done if you get a positive value and what has to be done if we get a negative value. If we get a positive value, then retain the amount in the liability side of the balance sheet itself. You need not do anything else. Okay. If you are getting a positive amount, then retain the amount in the liability side of the balance sheet itself. But suppose while you direct the expenses from the respective specific fund, if you get a negative amount, then to what extent the expenditure has turned negative, take the negative value to that particular extent to the debit side of your income and expenditure account. So only when it turns out negative, to what extent it has become negative, only that amount should be shown on the debit side of your income and expenditure account. That means we will use the entire amount standing against the respective fund in the liability side of the balance sheet. Now, let's try to understand these possibilities with an example. Now, the first possibility is all about the positive figure, okay, about positive amount. Imagine that I'm maintaining a match fund of rupees 1 lakh, and here I have not received any receipts like interest or sale proceeds or donation. I'm just maintaining match fund alone. And out of this 1 lakh rupees, I have spent an amount of rupees 80,000 against match expenditure. So that means I will still have an amount of rupees 20,000 because my match fund was 1 lakh, but my expenses was only 80,000. So 20,000 rupees will be still available in that 1 lakh rupees. If this is a case, we denote this as positive result. So in that situation, kindly maintain the amount of this 20,000 on the liability side of the balance sheet against your match fund. Hope you are understanding the concept. Now, moving on to the second category, that is match fund. You still have the same amount as rupees 1 lakh, but in this case, you have spent an amount of rupees 1 lakh 10,000 against match expenses. That means, what is the difference between these two value? Find out that. The difference between these two value comes to 10,000 rupees, but it is in negative, which means out of 1 lakh, you have used complete 1 lakh. So the remaining amount will be 10,000, which you don't have in the fund. So that becomes negative. So this is what we say as a second probability, where there are chances of getting negative value also when you deduct the amount of expenses from the respective fund. And this negative amount of rupees 10,000 alone to be taken up to the debit side of income and expenditure account. That's what we have mentioned here. You have to show only this 10,000 rupees on the debit side of income and expenditure account, and in your balance sheet on the liability side, you won't have any balance standing against your match fund. So you will mention it as nil. Just an hyphen you have to put it. I hope I am making sense to you. Is there anyone who couldn't able to understand? Please do let me know. Kindly raise the flag. Please post it in the comment section. Definitely your queries will be addressed, and please give your valuable feedback, and please share the video with your fellow members and make them also get benefited out of this. And students, daily we will be posting video with respect to your term 2 syllabus, and that makes you easy to understand the concepts. And not only this, we will also work out the problems in the upcoming days. And this is about your fund based accounting. We have one more concept under this fund based accounting, which is a special concept, that is creation or generation of asset out of some specific funds. Okay, creation or generation of an asset out of specific funds. Say for example, so far we have saw that we have match fund, building fund, or pavilion fund. There are many funds, and we use some portion of that particular fund, and we spend those money as an expenditure, and we don't have anything left over in the funds. So that means we get the funds, we use them, and we will end up with some balance. But this is a rare scenario where you will have a specific fund and you will spend the money from the specific fund, and you may construct some building or a pavilion which turns out as your asset, and thereby you are creating an asset out of the specific funds. It is not an expenditure. You are spending the money for the construction of asset out of the specific funds. So basically, we can expect only these two examples, that is building fund and pavilion fund, under this category. So you may have a building fund to an extent, and you may receive some donation for building. You will add the amount. From the amount, you may spend some amount for the construction of building, and moreover, the building would have not got complete. It might have been in work in progress, and this amount what you have used for the construction of building should be deducted from the respective fund first. Next, the same amount what you have deducted from the respective fund should be taken up to the asset side of the balance sheet, and finally the amount should be added with your general fund or capital fund or corpus fund. Now here I've given an example that I have a building fund initially to the extent of rupees 1 lakh, sorry, 10 lakhs, and I also received a donation for the building fund to the extent of rupees 10 lakhs once again. So altogether I have 20 lakhs rupees in the building fund. Now suppose if I'm going to construct a building out of this 20 lakhs, okay, I repeat it, now if I'm going to construct a building out of this 20 lakhs, and moreover the building is not got complete, it is still in progress, work is in progress, say it is called as WIP, then the amount whatever I have spent on the construction as on date will be deducted from the total building fund, and the amount, the same amount, the similar amount will be appearing on the asset side of the balance sheet as building WIP. And again, finally, we need to show the amount on the liability side of the balance sheet by adding it along with your capital fund, general fund, or corpus fund. Example, if you look here, I had total building fund of rupees 20 lakh. Now I am going to use 8 lakh rupees for the construction of building, and that building is not got complete, it is work in progress. So I am going to prepare the balance sheet where I'll show in such a way that the building fund was 20 lakhs, from which the amount I have utilized is 8 lakhs. So I should reduce this 8 lakhs. So building fund 20 lakhs minus building work in progress, that is transferred to the capital fund. And now this 8 lakhs should be taken up to the asset side of the balance sheet as a second step. So building work in progress 8 lakhs. And the third step, finally, this 8 lakhs should be added with the capital fund, where it will have been mentioned as capital fund plus building WIP, that is transferred from building fund. Okay, it will be mentioned as transferred from building fund. Since I have not given you the amount of capital fund maintained by the NPO as on date, so I just mentioned as I fund nil. So when this amount of 8 lakhs getting added with the capital fund, the capital fund will have an account of rupees 8 lakhs. So that's it for the day, my dear students. I hope you would have enjoyed the session and you would have liked the concept, and most of you would have got a clarity on the fund based accounting with respect to general fund and with respect to specific funds, and when should I have to take the amount of any expenditure spent from the funds to the debit side of income and expenditure account. So with this, I'm drawing the curtains for today's session. If you have any doubts, if you have any doubts, please do not hesitate to ping me or to contact me or to post in the comment section so that your doubts will be addressed immediately. Thank you, students.